Hi guys, so I just finished watching Bad Boys for Life, and oh my gosh, what a freaking movie! Like, they really went in on that. And granted, I am not really an action fan, right? I'm not a fan of action or thriller movies, but this movie was over the freaking top. Like, it was filled with so many suspenseful moments. I was like at the edge of my seat, like, oh my gosh, no, no, don't kill him, don't die. Like, it was so many suspenseful moments, and it actually kept my attention like throughout the entire movie. Like I said, I'm not a fan of like suspenseful movies. I mean, not suspenseful. I'm not a fan of like thriller movies in particular, or like what do you call it, action movies. Like, I'm more a fan of like drama, family oriented, like documentaries is really my favorite genre of movies. But that movie, Bad Boys for Life, like 5 stars. Y'all went in. All of the actors, like they showed out in that movie for real. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was debating if I should go or not. I was trying to decide, like, should I go see this movie? Should I not? Because I wasn't really going to see it. But I was like, it's really the only movie that caught my interest, because I was going through the list of movies that are out in theaters, and it ain't really shit out. It's not really nothing out to watch in theaters. So y'all did a number with this one. And I was like you don't. I mean, it had its moments where you got a chance to like breathe a little bit, because sometimes I think action movies, they pack it with so much action, you don't even get a time, you don't get a chance to exhale. You just like the whole time like holding your breath, like hoping that nothing bad happens. But this movie, they did a really good job. I mean, I liked everything about it. The actors, like the pacing of it was perfect. I love the ending. Like, I was happy to see that my favorite actors did not get killed. They survived. I mean, spoiler alert, but they survived. They did not get killed. Thank God, because I would have been so upset if he would have fell in that fire. I was just like, no, please don't drop. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. But I liked it was a magical twist, I think, at the end, where I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it away. So Will Smith had learned that his son was actually part of the gang, and it was interesting how like it played out, because he didn't know. He did. I mean, he knew, but the audience didn't know, and like other actors in the movie, they didn't know that he was the son. So I was just like, oh my gosh, it was amazing to see like how it played out. And the son was actually like the lifesaver. He came in, even though he was a part of like this gang. He was a part of the people that they were trying to kill. He actually came through. And he saved him. And I was just like, oh, and the dude was so cute. He was so fine. I was like, where did he get these actors from? And I looked it up, and they said that he's an English actor. I was like, oh my gosh, he did his thing with that, y'all. I was really impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, he's just so beautiful. But he played that role. He really did. I was just like, oh my gosh. That's like the only thing I can say is just like, oh my gosh, y'all should have saw me in the theater. I was just screaming and jumping up. And I actually came to see it at Marina, AM6 Marina, whatever it's called, Marina, out here in LA. I think it's like, I don't even know where I'm at, to be honest, you guys. Somewhere in Marina in Los Angeles. And I'm really thoroughly impressed that I got a chance to see a really good movie, and I enjoyed the movie. And this movie was $90 million to make, you guys. The first one was only $19 million, and the second one was like $130 million. So I was just like, okay. Because even from like the first few seconds of the movie, you can tell they invested a lot of money to make this movie. So nice work. Money well spent, I can say. And what else I can say about this movie? So another thing that I caught my attention was the Santa Muerte, which is a female deity. It's like a religion that Mexican Mexicans and Mexican Americans, they practice and they like pray to this god, Santa Muerte. And I first heard about it working at the prison where I work at, because I work for California Department of Corrections as a psych intern. I'm training to become a clinical psychologist. So like I'm working with a good number, majority of the inmates there are gang affiliated. No surprise, because this is Los Angeles. And so it came up in one of my sessions where one of my youth, one of the clients that I work with, he had mentioned Santa Muerte, and I'm like, what is that? And come to find out, it's actually a female deity. It's a religion that a lot of gang members, Mexican in particular, they worship this person, and it's basically like a belief in death, and that they will be protected, I guess, throughout their life. But if they die, like they're gonna have a safe transition to whatever afterworld that they believe in. So I thought that was interesting that they referenced that female deity in this movie, and that female deity was someone who the mother of the son actually worshiped. Shoot, they call her a witch. She was like a witch or whatever. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, wow, this is amazing. Like, who would have known something like this even exists, right? But to see it played out, I think, in a film, it kind of like put things into context, especially my understanding, and working with the inmates that I work with. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. I work with adults, and youth too as well. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, I rate this movie like 5 stars. I want to go see it again. Like, that's how I usually do. If a movie is really good and it get my interest and it like snatches my heart, I have to go see it for a second time, or sometimes 3 times, like, because it's just that good. And I watch it. Like, you watch it the first time, right? But then you go back and you watch it again, and you watch it through a different lens, right? So I think the second time I'm gonna go look at it through more of a filmmaker's lens, which I myself am a writer and filmmaker. So I'm gonna look at it through a more critical lens. Like today, I only looked at it, more as a viewer, traditional consumer lens. So I wasn't as critical, but I think I'm gonna go back and see if I can find little minute details to criticize about the movie, and if I do, I will obviously come back and do another review. But I just have to say, like, for my first impression, this movie was impeccable, and I give it 5 stars. Like, I just stepped out the theater, you guys, and I was really impressed. The audience's reaction, they were also like, everybody was sucked in. It was like a lot of people ooh and ah, and like a lot of oohs and ahs, and you can tell like people were at the edge of their seats and just rooting for the bad guys. And it's funny because I don't even think I really sat down and watched a full Bad Boys movie. I mean, I think I own a copy of the first 2, only because my ex-partner was interested. But I don't even think I actually sat down and watched these movies to really understand what was really going on. So I think that, yeah, like, that's crazy. So this is like, I actually sat down and I actually watched it and I understood what was happening, because sometimes you're like, what? It's like a different culture, but it got my interest. Maybe because I'm working within the criminal justice system, so maybe that's probably why I took interest in it this time around. But before, I've seen the first 2, and I never really was interested in them like that. It's just like, I think it was just too like gory, too much blood, too much killing. I don't like movies like that. I don't like thriller. I call it a thriller movie because people like are getting killed, but it's just, I don't like movies like that where people are getting killed and dying and there's a lot of like shootouts and stuff. I never really was a big fan of movies like that, but shout out to the writer, directors, and producers of this movie and all the actors that played a role. Like, kudos to you guys. Feel free to leave your comments below if you guys saw Bad Boys for Life. I'm just like tongue twisted. So before the movie, I actually went to Yard House and I had me some steak and some mashed potatoes, loaded mashed potatoes, with a glass of Pinot Grigio, my favorite. I went to the movie. I was feeling good, y'all. Maybe I'm still a little bit tipsy. I don't know, but I'm feeling good now. But I was feeling really good when I went to the movie, really relaxed, and I was just like, okay. It jumped right into the story, so I really liked it. I really liked it. Feel free to leave your comments below, and I'll catch you guys later.